Hi everyone, here Toby Walker, the Mind Engineer, again coming back to another episode of Rapid Subconscious Reprogramming. Today we're going to talk about when problems are really solutions. And this is an important topic that the other day I was debating with one of my clients, and he brought this chapter of a book that talks about this, and I thought it was going to be a very interesting topic to cover today. So let's get going onto this. Thank you for being here. If you're watching live on social media, #live. If you're watching replay, #replay, and let's get going. So thank you everyone again. Welcome back. We had took a little bit of time off, and now we're back again with these lives to offer as much as possible on how the mind works and how to start making changes. A lot of people out there that are struggling with different problems, like, could be, procrastination, it could be eating, it could be, lack of motivation, it could be different things that they're struggling in their life that they're not being able to achieve, meet their goals and things like that. It could even be drugs, different type of addictions. We need to understand that what most people see as problems are actually solutions. And I know it sounds weird and it goes against what most people are teaching out there, but I want to talk more about this. So again, thank you very much. Thank you, Romana, Tuya, for being here, and anybody else is watching there on social media. So why do I say that problems are really solutions? We need to understand how the mind works. If I'm feeling pain, and I have an option to do something to stop that pain, it's going to make sense that I'm going to do everything I can to stop feeling the pain. Yes or no? Type it in the chat, please, if you're getting what I'm saying. If you're feeling pain and you could do something to stop the pain, wouldn't you do that? If we look at ibuprofen, on so many medications out there, a lot of people, as soon as they have pain, they're going to start popping pills. And society, unfortunately, has been programmed like that. Instead of understanding what is actually going on, again, they end up popping pills and doing different things to stop the pain. So if we understand that, it's going to make it easier. Hi, Alexa, how are you? If you want to join us on Zoom, please join us. Let me see if I have here the link. Check if you want, Alexa, on Heartbeat, where you're going to be able to get all the information. Let me see. Wait 1 second, people. Here we go. Because Alexa's part of the paid community. I want to just have her to jump on Zoom. Here we go. That's the Zoom information to jump in if you want, Alex. Okay. So when people treat problems like, eating disorders, addictions like drugs, addictions to sex, porn, whatever it is that they're doing, normally they're seeing that as a problem, but they don't understand that that is a solution. And you might say, Tommy, a solution for what? I'm procrastinating. That is not the solution. It's a problem. No, sorry. Procrastination is the solution. So I'm going to explain that a bit more, and we can explain this along the community for a long time if you want to know more, right? The idea of course, to understand the mind to be able to make changes. If I want to become procrastination, I need to understand why procrastination is there, because it's the solution to a problem. So again, if somebody has pain of going on camera, if somebody has pain, is scared of asking for a raise, they're going to try to do something to solve that problem. It could be not asking for a raise, not doing lives, not going on cameras. So a lot of people don't go on camera because they're scared of what people might say to them if they don't like them, if they don't like their face, if they don't like their eyebrows or hair or something. People are going to complain. So people are scared of going on cameras, so they procrastinate going on cameras. So the problem is not the procrastination. Procrastination is a protective mechanism so that you don't feel pain if somebody judges you. Does that make sense? Type of 1 in the chat if that is making sense, that the problem that we see as a problem is actually a solution to another problem. It's not the problem. So again, when we treat addictions as a problem, we have a problem, because addiction is not a problem. Is the protective mechanism the mind is using to numb the pain. There was, on a post talking to another person, and I was telling them, because they had, addiction, they were smoking and they couldn't stop. And I said that normally smoking is a byproduct of something deeper, that the addiction is not the problem is something else. And another person came out and said, like, what are you talking about, Tommy? The problem is the addiction. You cannot say that. And it's like, why not? And I started explaining to her, and she was open, and she really understood that the smoking could have been a process of numbing the pain, of dealing with the pain. So if I don't know another way to deal with the pain, I might use smoking to numb the pain. So the problem is not smoking. The problem is that I don't know how to deal with the pain. I need to learn a way to deal with the pain correctly that doesn't involve smoking, that is creating other type of problems in the body, or other addictions like hard drugs that is creating a lot of problems in the body. And this person was saying, but Tommy, a person that does cocaine, morphine, whatever, right? They're causing a lot of problems in their body. Yes, but the mental or emotional pain is bigger. Yes, the emotional or mental pain is bigger, higher than the physical pain. If the physical pain gets really bad, more than the emotional or mental pain, that for a lot of people it doesn't happen, they might stop. But normally it doesn't happen. Why? Because the emotional and mental pain is so big. And as I keep doing maybe drugs to try to numb it, the emotional and mental pain is so big that the physical pain, they have to be dying maybe to want to stop. Because who doesn't know a person that maybe has lung cancer and they're still smoking, or a person that has diabetes that is still drinking, or is still doing different things that they should do, eating sweets that they shouldn't. They know they shouldn't, but they're still doing it. It's like they have a death wish. Haven't you heard somebody saying to somebody else, do you have a death wish? Type a 2 in the chat if you have been, in a situation like this, where somebody was in a way trying to kill themselves for what they were doing, with what they were doing, whether it was drugs, eating things that they shouldn't, that were really bad for them. We all have seen such type of people out there. So why is it? Because again, the eating, the drugs, whatever it is, the procrastination is not the problem. A lot of people out there are treating the problem as a problem when it is a solution. It is not the problem. So I need to really dig deeper. So it's very easy to, a lot of people out there, procrastination, have a to-do list, have, set a goal, have a bigger why. That doesn't work for most people, because if that were true, and people are teaching this for the last 30, 40 years, we wouldn't have people today in millions around the world that are still stuck. Today, I had a conversation with a person that wants to work with me because he's struggling with procrastination. And I have dealt with this for many, many years in my life, and have helped people in their life with this too. So it has to do with really understanding that procrastination is a solution, is the mind trying to protect you from something deeper. And again, I tell this to people and sometimes they don't get it. It's like, but Tommy, it doesn't seem logical that procrastination is a protective mechanism. Okay, because you're not really understanding the mind. Because when you're open and start understanding the mind, you're going to start realizing that most of our behaviors that come from the human side are a protective mechanism. People pleasing, perfectionism, narcissism, procrastination, self-sabotage, and I can keep going, making the list huge, right? Inner critic, when you got to kick yourself hard to be able to take actions. All of those are coming from the human side. From the human side, unfortunately, we're not connected with our spirit, and we're trying to fill that disconnect with something externally. So of course, if we're procrastinating, we try to do it right now. We try to push harder. As Mel Robbins teaches, the 5-second rule, try to do it very fast before the mind brings all these excuses and things not to do it. But instead of doing that, try to go deeper to understand what is the actual problem. I have worked with a lot of people with eating problems that it had nothing to do with the eating problem in itself, because that was a solution to cover a pain, emotional pain, mental pain. A lot of people that have had hard times as kids now have found maybe a way to use food to numb the pain or as a way to look for love. And it might sound really weird, but I've been working with people that use sweets as a way to feel love. And it's like, what? We know why? Because the association that the mind did is that while they're eating sweets, it reminded them of their grandmother that would give them sweets as kids, or their mom would give them sweets as kids. And that was a moment of connection with mom. So now when they're eating sweets, they're having that connection in their mind with their mom, even if mom is not around. That is how the mind works. So we got to start understanding that the problem is not a problem. It is actually a solution to a problem. So when we see that, we can see from a much more loving place that procrastination is a way the mind is trying to protect you. Self-sabotage, people-pleasing, even narcissistic traits is a way that the mind has found to try to get what they need. Narcissists are people that are, or narcissistic traits come out when people don't feel loved and accepted. So they need now to manipulate others. They need to do the things that they do because it's a way for them to try to receive love and acceptance. So instead of judging that trait that I'm having, procrastination, self-sabotage, perfectionism, control, OCD, whatever it is, I can start practicing seeing that in a much more loving way. It's a part of me, as Jordan Peterson, there you go, sorry. Jordan Peterson says we have different personalities. There's a part of me that created that procrastination, that self-sabotage, that perfectionism to try to protect me. So I don't see it as an attack that I need to attack that part of me to make it stop. Because again, as I always say, if my finger is hurting, I wouldn't go and smash it with a hammer so it stops hurting. It would be crazy for me to grab a hammer and, or cut my finger because it's hurting. I would try to understand why it's hurting. What can I do for it to stop hurting? This is the same, people. The mind is hurting because of that disconnect we have within, many times that disconnect from spirit, that lack of love and acceptance we had as kids many times. And now we're looking for that on the outside. And we're going to create behaviors to try to, as I normally say, seek to numb the pain of the lack of love and acceptance or find love. Procrastination could be a protective mechanism from feeling judged or criticized. So I'm stopping myself from doing something to not feel more pain. People pleasing is seeking for love. Perfectionism, seeking for love and acceptance. And that's how the mind works. So I hope this helps stop seeing a problem as a problem in most cases, not everyone, of course, everything that's going on, but in most cases, and I want to thank Peter for this, that he brought it to my attention, that a problem normally is a solution that the mind has found to deal with whatever challenge is going through. So instead of seeing it as a problem, I want you to invite you to see it as a solution, to explore the mind, to go deeper, to really identify the root cause. I talk to a lot of people that tell me, oh, Tommy, no, I'm not doing what I need to do. I procrastinate because I'm tired. No, feeling tired is not the problem. It's the solution. The mind is normally going overboard, trying to think so many scenarios to prevent you from feeling pain. So the feeling tired is not that is preventing you from doing things, is in a way the solution to deeper problems. You need to go deeper to identify why is the mind trying to control everything? Why is the mind thinking of all these negative scenarios that could happen? Because it might be protecting you. I work with a lot of people that don't stop worrying. Why don't they stop worrying? Instead of seeing worry as a solution, they see it as a problem. And yes, it is causing other problems, don't get me wrong. Yes, it is, of course, as whatever addiction we can talk about. That thing that you're doing could be causing other problems, but that's not the problem. It's a solution to a problem. So find the problem, and from there, you can start healing and reprogramming to start making changes. Let me know in the chat if this is making sense. Everyone, please type a 10 if this is making sense, or a yes if this is making sense. Let me know what you think about what I said. For the people, of course, on Zoom, we're going to stay here and we're going to do some Q&A. We're going to do some laser coaching. For the people that are following me on social media, I'm sharing this every week. We're doing Mondays and Wednesdays where I go live. Could be on my profile, could be in a group. You can become part of the community in themindengineer.com, themindengineer.com. Sign up to the community. You're going to be able to see more of these things where I offer a lot of insight on how the mind works and how to start making changes. I believe that we're spiritual beings living a human experience, and that human part has disconnected from spirit because nobody taught us how to connect, how to deal with the things that we're going through. And that's when we create behaviors that in many cases are keeping us stuck, are affecting us a very negative way. But if we don't understand how the mind works, it's very difficult to really connect with our true self, become who we really are, and be able to live from spirit and live a much more aligned life with what we truly are. And that's the idea with this. So thank you very much for watching. I hope it helped. Thank you, Casey, there for joining. If you want to know more, let me know, #community, and I'll send you the information to be able to join us. You have a free community, and we also have a paid community. So I'm doing a lot for free to help millions around the world with this. So thank you very much again for watching. I hope you enjoyed this. I'm going to stay here now with the people from Zoom. Again, thank you and see you around. Bye. Have a great week.